Hi guys. Good morning all. Let's get started, guys. What we discussed in the last session. In the last session we started discussion related to the Kubernetes. I'm going to share my screen and we'll revise some points whatever we discussed in the last session, guys. So I hope everyone has the present in the last Kubernetes architecture session because this is very important for deployment part of our application. So at least you should know how we can deploy our application through the Kubernetes orchestrator, right? So basically, before that, you should know how our Kubernetes architecture is going to work. Exactly what exactly inside of that Kubernetes cluster, like what exactly the master node, what exactly the worker node, right? So let me share my screen first and we'll get start for this architecture, guys. So before started our session, guys, what are the i mean facilities that we are going to provide it with you guys. So basically we are going to provide you the notes in our workshop WhatsApp group, right? So we'll get the workshop certificate as well. Once you completed this today's session, then you will get the certification as well for our today's session. So we'll provide the recording in our workshop, WhatsApp group, right? And for more information, you can connect to our LinkedIn account. You can follow our account. We have the YouTube channel as well. There you will get the more information about our upcoming sessions, right? And those are, uh, weekly. Weekly workshop is available at every weekend by the Saturday. So you can follow our YouTube channel. You can follow our LinkedIn account as well, and you can subscribe this YouTube channel so you will get the previous videos as well, right? So we'll start for this Kubernetes introduction. We already done with this Kubernetes introduction part in the last week. So we'll start some revise, summarize those points whatever we discussed in the last session, guys. So about the introduction of the Kubernetes is a free and open source software. These notes we already provided in our WhatsApp group, so you will go through those points as well. So Kubernetes is one of the free and open source software which is developed by using the Google, sorry guys, Google, written in Go programming language. So it will provide the container orchestration, which is nothing but the management, right? So Kubernetes will help us to orchestrate, right? Container orchestration. It will going to manage our application, which is used to manage the container. It means we can create the container. It means we can start the container, we can stop the container, we can delete the container, as well as according to the requirement, we can scale up the container. If we don't have any requirement for the more container, then it will automatically scale down the container, right? So that is nothing but the auto scaling, that what we discuss in the load balancer session, right? What exactly the load balancer and auto scaling. So what are the advantages over the Kubernetes, guys? There have some advantages, like auto scaling is one of the best advantages for the Kubernetes, because whenever we require the containers, new containers, because I have multiple requests are there, right? So our server is not going to handle those requests because we have the multiple requests, right? What we discussed, in the last session we discussed about the Flipkart, right? Big billion seals, right? So at this moment we require the more container. At that time auto scaling will work on this, right? So because auto scaling is a part of the Kubernetes, and Kubernetes have the advantages over the auto scaling. So there we have the load balancing as well. It will help us to distribute the load across the running containers, right? So whatever the containers are going to up by the auto scaling, on those containers, the load balancer is going to transfer the request to the multiple containers, right? Then we have the self-healing capacity as well. So if a container is crashes, then Kubernetes replaced with a new container, right? That is also one of the advantages for this Kubernetes, guys. Then we have the Docker versus Kubernetes. Docker is a containerization platform and Kubernetes is an orchestration platform, right? So those we discussed in the last session. So we discussed as well as like Kubernetes architecture. There we have the master node, there we have the worker node, right? Master node is responsible for the receive the request, right? And in the master node is nothing but the control node, right? So master node contain the API server, scheduler, controller manager, and etcd that we discussed in the last session. And worker node have the kubelet, kubeproxy, docker runtime, pod, and containers, right? So those are the components are available in the worker node, right? When we are going to when we are going to install the Kubernetes on your virtual machine, at this moment, automatically control node, it means master node is going to support for us. And for this worker node, guys, we need to set up something in the background, right? Something in the background in the sense of we have the shell scripting file, we have the application.yaml file. In that file, we can decide how many containers that we want to run at this moment of our application, right? So worker node which is managed by the developers, or worker node which is managed by the software engineers, right, and operation team as well. But master node is automatically created whenever we are trying to install our Kubernetes on our virtual machine, right? So let's get started for this practical session, guys, without wasting our time, because we require some lots of time, because sometimes whenever we are trying to installing the Kubernetes, it will get some time, guys. So let's get started for this practical session. As we already have the commands in our nodes, so you can see here, from here we are going to start our actual practical session. What are the things that we require, guys? First of all, what exactly our approach, right? We want to deploy our application through the Kubernetes. Kubernetes is one of the orchestrator. What are the tools that we are going to cover here, guys? First of all, Jenkins that we are going to cover here. After that, we are going to transfer this application on the Docker. It means nothing. It is nothing but the container, right? Later, we are going to transfer this application through the Kubernetes, right? And you will get the DNS IP. It means domain name system. Accordingly, you can access your application, right? And this is the, main deployment process. Every organization have that like of deployment process. Some of the organization is going to work the ECS, elastic container service. Some of the organization is going to use the Kubernetes, EKS, which is nothing but the elastic Kubernetes service, right? So according to the Kubernetes or orchestrator, we can deploy our application, and as per this we can access our application on the browser as well, right? So for that, in the Kubernetes we have the advantages like load balancer, auto scaling. It means there is nothing to do like of any kind of manual work for this load balancer. There is no need to install the load balancer on this Kubernetes, because Kubernetes already have the load balancer advantage, right? So automatically it will transfer the request to the multiple servers. So let's get started with the Jenkins installation. In the last session we already installed the Jenkins, but let me install, once again the Jenkins. I had terminated all those services. So let me start with the Jenkins first. Okay. Okay. So just click on the launch instance, right? So for this Jenkins installation, we require here one virtual machine, right? We try to create one virtual machine, and operating system should be the Ubuntu, right? Let me write here Jenkins underscore server, right? So let me select the operating system as a Ubuntu. There we have the Amazon, we have the Mac, Ubuntu, Windows, Red Hat, right? Accordingly, I'm going to select this Ubuntu. Then we can create one key pair. Key pair is nothing but public and private key. Key pair, right? Pair is nothing but there will have the two pairs are available. First is a public, second one is a private. Let me create one key pair. Let me give the name as mm, Jen or Jenkins, right? Click on create key pair. Automatically, this key pair is going to download it here, right? Scroll down, select security group, right? Select default one, and just click on the launch instance, right? This is our Jenkins virtual machine. One virtual machine, Ubuntu virtual machine is created, right? Just copy this public IP, go to the mobile system. Let me access our virtual machine. session SSH. Remote host is your public IP. Specific user name for this Ubuntu is Ubuntu, right? Just go to the advanced settings, use private key. Just click on this private key and select this downloaded private key, right? Just click on open, click on OK. That's it, right? This is our virtual machine, right? This is our Ubuntu virtual machine. Now let me install the Jenkins on it. So we already have the steps. You can blindly follow those steps. So first one is sudo apt update. Sudo is give the permission. Apt is package name. Update is I'm going to update the package for this Ubuntu, right? It will automatically update the package, right? Later we required here the Java because that we discussed in the last session. Every time whenever we try to install the Jenkins, we required here the Java, right? Because Jenkins server which is created by using the Java language. So every time we required here the Java, guys. So just copy this path of the Java, right? So I'm going to install the Java 17, right? Above 8, every Java will work for this Jenkins, guys. Sudo apt install Java. Yes, enter. We are preparing here the infrastructure for our application because I want to deploy my application through the Jenkins to Docker, Docker to Kubernetes, and later we will get the DNS IP, right? Let me check Java hyphen version, right? So Java 17 is going to install here. Later, the next step is install Jenkins. For that, we have the package, right? This is our Jenkins package. From this package, we can install the Jenkins. First of all, let me update this package. Then second one is this. Enter, right? Then let me update once again. Sudo apt get update, right? And last one is sudo apt get install Jenkins. You can install the Jenkins from this particular package. Say why. Now next one is start the Jenkins by using sudo systemctl enable Jenkins. Then we can start the Jenkins and then we can check the status of our Jenkins. Right. Okay. Right. The Jenkins is enabled here, and let me start the Jenkins. Let me check the status of our Jenkins. It should be in the active state. Right? It should be in the active state. Now Jenkins is running in our virtual machine. Are you guys clear about this point? Everyone? Any doubt till here? Because we already done this installation, guys, in the previous session, right? Whenever we are installing, deploying our application only by using the Jenkins and Tomcat, right? We already done those steps. Any doubt till here? Everyone? Yes. Any doubt? Yes. Pritesh, Pavan, Randhir, Manisha.
No, sir.
Okay, that's great. Now let me access the Jenkins. Copy this public IP. Go to the browser, paste here, and colon 8080. So default port number for the Jenkins as well 8080, right? Administrator password, right? For that we require this path, right? Just copy this path, go to the mobile system here, Let me escape or just press on the Q. Clear this console. Now sudo is nothing but the permission. I want to give the permission for this path. Then cat cat is again Linux command. With the help of cat, we can print whatever is available inside of this path, guys, right? So we have the var folder, we have the lib folder, lib. Inside of the lib we have the Jenkins, we have the secrets, and inside of the secrets we have the initial admin password file is available. So whatever password, one time password is available inside of this initial admin password, that I want to print here. So that's why I'm just give here the cat command. Sudo is give the permission, cat is going to print whatever is available inside of this path, right? Just paste here, click on enter, right? This is our one-time password. Just copy this password and go to here, administrator password, paste here, and just click on the continue. Never say because I want to customize our Jenkins. Just click on the install. Right, it will get some time. So what exactly doing here, guys? So Jenkins is going to download the plugin whatever we required for our deployment, right? So we have the folders plugin, we have the build timeout, timestamper, pipeline, git. It means whatever we are trying to run the git command, it will help us for the, I mean, we have the access for this git command as well, right? SSH build agent, GitHub branch source. We also I mean, we also try to create the branches. For that we have the plugin as well, right? We also here the Gradle, LDA, pipeline, GitHub Groovy libraries, everything. Whatever we require for our application deployment, those plugin is going to install by the Jenkins, right? If we require the additional plugin, then also we can, I mean, we can download from the manage Jenkins, right? There we have the, instead of the Jenkins, we have the manage Jenkins is available, manage Jenkins folder. From there we can download or install additional plugin as well, right? Whatever we required for our application. So till here our Jenkins is going to, I mean, Jenkins setup is completed, right? So you can follow those steps, right? Accordingly you will get our Jenkins, right? So for that you need one AWS account, you need one virtual machine, right? Just go to the EC2 service. EC2 is most demanded service in the market, guys. EC2 is nothing but the elastic compute cloud, right? Go to the EC2, and according to the EC2 you can get your virtual machine, right? So you can use the Linux, you can use the Ubuntu, doesn't matter, but you should require here the virtual machine, right? So those commands are only accessible for the Ubuntu. If you want to run our virtual machine, I mean, run your Jenkins installation on the Linux, you can change those commands as well. I'll give you the commands. If you want to run, if you want to install your Jenkins on the Linux virtual machine, guys, instead of apt, you will get the yum, yum. It means the package naming convention is only going to changed, right? So Ubuntu have the package naming convention is a apt. If you are going to, if you are okay with the Linux, then you should write here yum, right? So every time whatever, I mean, in those every commands you need to only change this apt to the yum, right? But better choice, you can select the Ubuntu virtual machine and you can follow those steps. till here Till here, our Jenkins installation is completed and we are easily accessible of our Jenkins. Let me create username. Any username you can write here. Let me write the password as test at the rate 123. Confirm the password test at the rate 123. Full name you can write here, or email address if required you can write here. Okay. Just click on the save and continue. No problem. Change your password. He's asking for this strong password, but no problem. Okay. This is our Jenkins URL. Let me write in the notepad. Jenkins host username, right? Then password is test at the rate 123. Just click on save and finish, right? Start your Jenkins. So this is our Jenkins, guys, right? So this is the Jenkins. Uh, Actually, I have some network issues. Now, am I audible? Everyone? Yes, no?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, okay. Now you can able to see my screen as well. Sorry, guys. Yeah. Now, our Jenkins is up. Here we have the settings. From this setting, we have the Jenkins configuration, right? From here, we can go to the system. We have the tools as well. We can download the extra plugins from here, plugin, right? We have the cloud, we have the nodes, appearance, right? Everything is available inside of the settings tab, guys. So just come up with the Jenkins, right? This is our Jenkins UI, right? This is our Jenkins front page. From here, we can set up our pipeline for every application, right? Now this is our first step. Let's go to the second step, guys. What exactly the second step, guys? Manage Jenkins, I mean start the Jenkins. That we done. Access the Jenkins. Already we had access our Jenkins, right, from the browser. Now the next one is go to the manage Jenkins, I mean maven installation. Sorry, guys. Maven installation, right? It should be the global tool in the Jenkins. Now this is the path for the manage Jenkins, I mean maven installation, guys. First of all, let's go to the manage Jenkins. Go to the tools. We have the maven installation, and there we can add the maven, right? Just go to the settings first. There we have the manage Jenkins and tools. We have the tools here, right? This is our settings. Go to the settings. We have the tools. Just click on the tools, right? And from here you can able to see the maven installation, right? Just here add your maven, right? For that we require to check what exactly the maven that we have in our Windows operating system. Let me check mvn hyphen version, right? We have Apache maven 3.9.9. Just copy this path and add here name of our maven, right? Now let me select the version according to the availability 3.9.9. Just click on the apply and just click on the save, right? Our maven installation is going to done, right? This is our maven installation path. Accordingly you can install our maven, right, global tool in the Jenkins. Now next one is Docker installation in your Jenkins, guys, right? So copy this command. This is our curl command. Accordingly you will get the Docker, right? Just copy this command and go to the Jenkins. I mean this is our Jenkins. Let me rename it. This is our Jenkins virtual machine, right? Here you can access this command. Click on enter, right? So this script is going to install the Docker on your virtual machine, right? This is our Jenkins virtual machine. I want to install the Docker on my Jenkins virtual machine. What exactly did by the Docker, guys? Docker is going to containerize our application, right, with the help of a Docker image, right? So next command is we can give the user mode as well for the Docker Jenkins, right? So this is our command. With the help of command, we can create the user mode. Then accordingly, you can restart our Jenkins and then you can check the Docker version as well, right? So curl hyphen fssl get docker.com bin bash, right? This is our command to install the Docker on our virtual machine, guys, right? So Docker installation is going to done, right? This is our API version, Go version, Git commit, right? API version is nothing but our Docker version 1.51. This is our Docker version is going to install on our virtual machine, right? What exactly the next command, guys? Sudo user mode. Let me add one user mode as a Docker Jenkins, right? Then systemctl restart our Jenkins. We can restart from here. Otherwise, you can go here and you can sign out the system, right? From here as well, you can sign out. Otherwise, we have the command. According to that, we can restart our Jenkins, guys. Sudo systemctl restart the Jenkins. Click on enter, right? So this command is going to work. Just refresh here. Right? Our Jenkins is getting ready to work. It means restarted is happening here, guys. So what is the username for our Jenkins, guys? This is our username and test at the rate 123 is our password. Test at the rate 123. Just click on the sign in. So our Jenkins is ready with our Maven installation. So Jenkins is ready with our Docker installation, right? So what is the next, guys? Let me check the Docker version. Sudo Docker version. You can paste here the command and you will get this version information, right? So API version is available, version is specific available, git commit build, context, operating system arc, Linux, right? Accordingly, we will get our Docker, guys. Now, what next, guys? So for that, we required here the Kubernetes. What exactly we see in our last session, guys? We have the Kubernetes architecture, right? There we have the master node, there we have the worker node. Let me show this image once again. Kubernetes. Oh, architecture, right? Yeah, you can follow this image, guys. Accordingly, we can start our installation, right? Now at this moment I want to install my Kubernetes on our virtual machine, right? So for that we require here the different virtual machine, because first virtual machine is a first our first virtual machine is busy with our Jenkins, right? On that Jenkins we have the Maven installation and we have the Docker installation. Now I want to create one more virtual machine. On that virtual machine I want to install our Kubernetes, right? So for that we required here T2 micro virtual machine, right? You can follow this create EKS management host in AWS, right? First of all, let's go to the AWS and I'll show you. Wait, yeah, I'll show you. We have the EKS service as well, right? Go to the AWS, right? Here we have the Elastic Kubernetes service. If you don't have, if you don't want to see here, then you can search from upper bar, right? From here as well you can type EKS. Now you will get the EKS service, right? We already have here. I already bookmarked this service, Elastic Kubernetes service. Now we don't have any kind of cluster. Cluster is nothing but this is our whole cluster. Cluster contain control node, cluster contain master node as well. Sorry, control node and worker node as well, right? Now I want to create the cluster, right? So what we are going to do here, guys? So I want to create the cluster. For that we require here the Kubernetes service, right? Now let's go to the virtual machine, because we have the requirement. Whenever we are trying to create the EKS management host in AWS, we required here one more virtual machine, right? Now let's move to the AWS. Let me create one more virtual machine, guys. Go to the instances, click on the launch instance, right? Here you can select, write the name as EKS server, right? Now you can select here Amazon Linux because our Ubuntu machine is going to work for our Jenkins. Now we can select here the Amazon Linux, right? So let's move down. Here we have the T3 micro. Doesn't matter if you have the free tier eligible, right? You can use here the T2. Otherwise, we can use here the T3 micro. Yeah, right? You can select this one. By default, the free tier eligible is going to selected by the instance type, right? You can create the new key pair for us. You can write here key pair name is EKS, right? Click on create key pair. This key pair is going to download it in our download folder. Scroll down, you can select the existing security group. You can click on the default one and just click on the launch instance, right? This is our one more virtual machine, which is nothing but our Linux, right? You can copy this public IP and you can access our virtual machine through the mobile system, right? Copy this public IP and go to the mobile system. Here you can again log in with the session SSH. Remote host is your public IP, right? Specify username for the Linux is EC2 hyphen user, right? Accordingly, you can access our virtual machine. Advanced settings, use private key, and you can select this private eks.pem, right? This is our key pair. Key pair is nothing but public and private key, right? Just click on open, just click on OK, click on accept, right? This is our one more virtual machine. On this virtual machine, we want to install our EKS. Let me write here as a EKS, Kubernetes, right? This is our Jenkins we already have it, and Jenkins is done with our installation with the help of like Maven is already there in the Jenkins for the build our application, right? And you will get the jar file. Later the jar file is going to deploy on the container, so that's why we already deploy, install here the Kubernetes, right? So Kubernetes will sorry, Docker, guys. So Docker will help us to containerize our application, right? So this is our container which is available on the Jenkins virtual machine, right? So this Jenkins will help us to build our application first with the help of Maven, and you will get the jar file, and Docker will help us to containerize our application, right? And that containerizer application that I want to deploy on the Kubernetes, guys, right? So that's why I want to install here the Kubernetes. Are you guys clear about this point, everyone? Yes, everyone, any doubts on it?
Repeat last line, please.
Okay. So whatever we have done with the Jenkins, guys, Jenkins will help us for the CI/CD, right? That we already done our session, guys. CI/CD, right? CI/CD is nothing but the continuous integration and continuous delivery, right? So whatever in our backend code, every changes is going to deploy on the Jenkins first. Jenkins will build the application with the help of Maven. So that's why we install the Maven on the Jenkins, right? We already installation of the Maven I already sent you. So
Yeah.
in the notes, right? So
Mm.
accordingly, Jenkins will build our application with the help of Maven, and you will get the jar file. Now I want to convert this jar file into, send this jar file into the to the Docker image, right? So for that we require to install here the Docker. So what exactly does by the Docker? Docker will containerize our application. Every application, complete application will container inside of the Docker, guys. And later we want to deploy this Docker application or containerized application on the Kubernetes, right? So this is the job of the Jenkins only, right? So let's get started with the EKS now. EKS is nothing but the Kubernetes. Now we are trying to we are trying to install, or we are trying to set up this infrastructure on this EKS virtual machine. Are you guys clear till here?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Now, the first thing is I want to install here the control plan. Later, we can set up the worker node, guys, right? So we already have those commands. First of all, install the kubectl. So where is the kubectl, guys? This is our kubectl. What is this kubectl? What does by the kubectl and what does by the user interface, guys? User interface is accordingly we will get the the user is going to fire the request. Same CL as well there, right? we have the two options. First one is a user interface. Accordingly, you can fire your request on every application. And second one is a CLI. That is nothing but the command line interface, right? So we are moving with the CLI. I want to install here the CLI because we don't have the front end part, right? We don't have the user interface here, right? So let's get started with this kubectl, guys. Let me install the kubectl first, right? For that we required here one virtual machine which is in this Linux operating system, and it should be the T3 micro or T2 micro virtual machine, right? Let me install the kubectl first, and this is our command, right? You can copy this curl, go to the virtual machine of this EKS, right? Because we are trying to set up this orchestrator, guys, right? Let me pass this curl. Accordingly, our curl is going to help us to install our kubectl. Kubectl is nothing but the CLI. CLI is nothing but command line interface. Accordingly, we can fire our request, right? It means user is going to fire the request through the CLI, right? CLI installation is done. Now, let me modify the permission, right? Chmod is nothing but the change the modification. I want to give the permission as a execute. X is nothing but execute. I want to give the permission for this execute, guys, right? Copy this command, just click on enter, right? So your CLI have the permission for execute the command or execute the request from the CLI, right? So from the CLI you can any request you can execute from the CLI, guys, because of this command, because this command will help us to execute our kubectl, right? Chmod plus X. Now let me move this kubectl to user local bin sudo mv. It's nothing but the move, right? From here, I want to move to the kubectl. Under this kubectl we have the user, there we have the local, and there we have the bin folder, right? I want to move this kubectl to the bin folder. So for that we require to copy this command, go to the mobile system and virtual machine, and just placed on this command, right? Automatically our kubectl is going to move to the move our bin folder. If you get any kind of error, then it will show, right? So we are not going to show any errors or any succeed message. It means our command is successfully worked, right? Now let me move to the kubectl version, right? So you can check our version of our kubectl, right? This is our client version v1.19.6, right? This is our kubectl version. Now kubectl installation is done. Instead of the kubectl installation, I want to install the CLI as well, right? So just copy this, install unzip command. I want to unzip I mean unzip tool is available. Unzip tool is by default is not available on this virtual machine. So I want to install first unzip command, because sudo apt. Okay, sorry guys, this is our Linux machine, right? So you can change this apt to yum. Click on enter. So what does by the unzip, guys? If you are trying to install any zip file that I want to unzip here, Sorry guys. Again, my system is, have some network issue as well, and my system is restarted right now. Am I audible clearly, everyone?
No, no, your voice is
Sorry.
disturbing voice. It is
Oh,
not.
oh, oh, okay,
Some
okay.
audio noise is there.
Uh, okay. Let me check once again with my network. Everyone is able to hear my voice.
No, no, not for me actually. I don't understand.
Okay, so remains peoples like Sagar, Venkatesh. Am I audible clearly, or you are also, facing same issue like this? Manisha, Ritesh. Uh-huh. Please just confirm here, guys. Accordingly, we can start.
Actually, your voice is not so clear. Whenever you start speaking, some disturbing noises, like some audio noise is coming.
Yes.
Oh, audio as well. I don't think
Mhm.
so. I'm in the calm area right now, but I don't think. Why exactly this happening?
Yeah.
There is
Everyone is
there is
facing
a
same
dark
issue, or
background.
yes, Randir? Sorry, sorry. Yes, Randir, you wanted to say me something?
No, actually, not your voice is not so clear. Actually, some noise is coming. Some white noise is coming back in background,
Oh, okay.
which
Uh,
is disturbing. Voice is audible, but when you start speaking, some white noise is adjusted in between them. Like zoom. It is like means local phones and radio is in between them. Lastly,
okay.
mm,
Brass sound.
yes, 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 yes.
I had removed my headphones. Now you can check. Am I audible clearly, or still you are going same issues?
It is same. It is same. It is not by your writing. It is by something else.
Okay, no problem. If you are disturbing for my from my end of voice, then think on it. We can think on it what we can do that, because this is very important session for us, and we should know at least what
Yeah,
we can do
actually
that.
it is disturbing. It is disturbing.
Okay, okay, no problem. So you can decide me what we can do here. You can poll yourself, you can vote yourself, and you can tell me we can reschedule this session or we can continue with this session, because I don't have the second system. But this is my organization system. This is my company system. I cannot run to this system.
It is going to engage actually. Your
Right.
noise is going to engage.
Okay, okay. Can you just please, please help me for your vote. You can type your message here if we can reschedule this session or we can continue with this right now. Please type your vote. Please, guys, it will help us for me. Still send this one, then we can reschedule. Yes, okay. Yeah, Manisha, Hassan, please hold yourself, guys. Maybe once restart. Restarted is happening already. I don't think so. It will. My system fan is also running very fast. I don't think why it is happening. Okay, guys. I guess if you don't have an issue, then can we reschedule it? I'll come up with my second system, but I don't have it here. It is in my town hall. So accordingly, I'll get it by my new system, and we can start it by session.
It's okay because it is hard to understand with your.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I trying to say. Like, I need to hear everything whatever I'm going to teach you. So that's why.
Mhm. Yeah.
No problem, guys. I'm going to reschedule this session. I'm going to talk with my management team and then we'll come back to you
according to your schedule time. Sorry for the disturbance. Sorry for from our inconvenience. We will apologize for this issue.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. Okay, no problem. I'll going to drop off myself. You can
Uh,
also drop off yourself. We'll in this session, and please join the workshop so you will get the more information from them. Okay, thank you so much, guys, and thanks for the join. Thank you so
thank you.
much, and sorry for the inconvenience.
Okay, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.